All right, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to be real brief on this live this morning. Again, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope you all enjoy your services. I did my little service this morning for within me, said my prayers, and so this morning I'm going to be speaking about briefly on my live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be speaking about it through this upcoming new week. What I'm going to be speaking about is um is going to be um, rent control. Certain states across this nation, certain states across the U.S. have rent control laws. Here in the state of Louisiana, our particular constitution doesn't allow rent control. I know that's going to cause all kind of uproar with landlords and, oh, you can't tell me how to raise my rent and you can't tell us how to run our properties and this and that and the third. So that's going to be a big fight for the tenants. So I'm going to be speaking about this all week, including through this upcoming new week. That's going to be my work. So something like a job per se, but without the pay. So I'm going to be speaking about rent control. Rent control is something that the tenants deserve. I feel it's our rights to have. Unfortunately, in some states, including Louisiana, there is no rent control law, so which means landlords can increase rent as high as they want to. But as we've seen through time and over the years, these rent increases, whether it be 2%, 3%, 5%, 6%, has harmed the renters. And then ultimately in the end they're facing evictions because they can't even pay the high rent increases which is going on here. So what I'm trying to do and what uh, I hope others will come aboard. We need this written out the Constitution. We need this taken out of the Louisiana State Constitution, meaning having it reversed. In order to do that, it's going to take letters. It's going to take, I don't know about petitions. Now there's nothing about petitions or whatever, um, but one thing I will say, tenants' rights it's a fundamental right and also it's a mandatory right amongst multiple states. So I'm fighting for rent control for the state of Louisiana, and you know, and all that stuff. So again, we need to get this out the Constitution. So unfortunately, here in the state of Louisiana, I didn't even know we had a constitution. I thought we had. I know we have a United States Constitution, but I have never heard in my entire life where a particular state has their own constitution. Never heard of that. Now I have done multiple research, and how is it that the state of Louisiana doesn't allow rent control? Let me know what state and city you're from. I cannot see my comments in these lives. I don't understand what's going on. But um, so again, I am pushing for rent control. Everybody like and subscribe to my channel. Again, good morning, happy Sunday. Hope all is well and you live in your best life. So unfortunately, here in our state, of course, the state of Louisiana, they're not fighting for rent control. The fact that rent control could have been enacted here in this state years ago. I mean, into where we would be, it would be more leaned towards um, tenant friendly state. So what I'm trying to do is make this a tenant friendly state. Um, Making this a tenant friendly state, y'all. That I feel deep in my heart that with enough of us, speaking out loud and speaking on rent control, I feel that this will be an amazing breakthrough concerning forest renters' rights, stronger tenant protections. With rent control, landlords wouldn't be allowed to increase the rent, and it will have to stop at a certain percentage. But here in the state of Louisiana, they're allowed to raise rent sky high if they wanted to. So we have to end that. Unfortunately, as I stated, and I didn't even know this. I know we're operating under these old civil code laws and things of that nature, so that was another barrier. But we know now that I know what I know, that it's stemming from the Constitution, not under Napoleonic law and not under the civil code law. So now I know where this is coming from. So now is what we have to do is fight and write to the Supreme Court. We need the Supreme Court decision. But over the years, they have not um, reversed this law. They have not reversed this particular rights. Tenants rent control has been an issue in this country for years. I know I sound like a politician. That might be my calling. Who knows? But so yeah, my biggest fight, guys, is rent control. A lot of people are like, blah blah blah. It ain't gonna happen. Good luck with that. You're gonna be wasting your time. Congress and legislation have been fighting this issue for years, and so what I'm trying to do, guys, is fight for rent control laws to be passed here in the state of Louisiana, where renters can feel comfortable and where it will keep stable housing for multiple tenants across the parish, across Shreveport, and other parishes beyond. Um, so rent control is much needed here in the state of Louisiana. Nobody talks about this, unfortunately, in which they don't. They're so concerned about voting. They want people to vote and vote and vote. But where is tenants' rights? Why aren't people speaking about tenants' rights? And so, unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. This is what um, we're dealing with as a people, and as not only a Black community, but as a community as a whole. I'm gonna speak up. I'm gonna let my voice be heard. So again, I'm gonna be pushing for rent control. I took a back burner from this, y'all, for a while because I felt like it wasn't going anywhere. It was hitting brick roads with the legislation. It was hitting the brick walls with Congress. I believe Congress can also help with enacting this, but at the same time, without pressure from the community, but sometimes it can take just one person to create a new law. So a lot of people feel it got to be thousands of people, hundreds of people. No, not always. If you're able to bring it before the table and present it the way it should be presented, we can have rent control here in the state of Louisiana. So my biggest thing now, y'all, is rent control. So a lot of people are like, rent control is great. Rent control would be great for this parish. It'd be great for the state of Louisiana, which means we have won again for as tenants' rights, for as renters' rights. So and so so this is what I'm fighting for, y'all. I'm not going to be on here long because it takes forever to upload when I upload my videos. I hope my lighting is great. And so this is what we're fighting for, and I'm fighting for is stronger tenant protections and also rent control. Unfortunately, in our state constitution, which I've never heard of in my life, is that they prohibit this. As we know in California, all these other states, I mean, they're doing it. I mean, doing it big. They got rent control. They got landlord retaliation laws. Do you hear me? Man. So that's why a lot of people move to these other states with stronger protections. We're not going out like that. No, no, no. We can have the same protections as all these other states, guys. So that's what I'm pushing for, y'all. Um, so we have to continue to fight. And I'm on the tenants' rights part of it. I'm on all parts of it, but I'm mainly focused on tenants' rights. It's going to take legislation. It's going to take people to really enact this. I don't know why in the world they won't do it. All it takes is signing of a pen on a piece of paper. Let's enact this law. Let's enact this legislation. Justice served. So that'll be great for the tenants. So you know what I'm saying, y'all. So again, stronger tenant protections, and then stronger. Let's get this. Let's get this rent control reversed out the Constitution. Somehow we have to get it removed. We have to get it reversed to where it will be allowed. So I'm gonna do some more research on that today, y'all. So, anyways, y'all have a great Sunday. Have an awesome Sunday. Love you guys. Peace.